Race 3, the Beam Handicap. This is the 1100 metre maiden. Another interesting race, made even more interesting by a heavy track and some smart debutants.
Yeah, the two from the Waterhouse stable have both looked good at the trials. I personally was more taken by Loom's effort at Rosehill. I thought he showed plenty of speed, and he stuck on. Let's start again. Sorry, mate, that's my fault. It was only going to get louder. Is he the one going better, clock, the Loom?
I would probably just. I wouldn't say there's a hell of a lot between.
Sorry.
The other one's fucking very fit. Right, are you ready, Pete? Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Okay, race 3 is a Beam Handicap, the 1100 metre maiden, where again the key to the race is first starters and the wet track. Just throwing another wobbly at us.
Yeah, two Waterhouse horses. They both look pretty sharp at the trials. Run Bella Run's been given 2 solid hit-outs, and she's performed well on both occasions. I personally preferred the trial by Loom. Thought he showed plenty of dash at Rosehill, and he stuck on all right in the straight, having his first start as well. But I'm going to work around them here. I think there is plenty of speed in this race. And I'm going to look to a horse called Magenta Light, who did a pretty good job in his first preparation. He finished third on a heavy track on the Kensington before going to Saturday class, and twice he finished just behind Gurgis, who's a pretty promising horse from the Crown Lodge stable. 1100 is probably not ideal for this bloke, but I do think it's going to be run to suit. There'll be plenty of speed on. I know he's going to handle the wet track. I think the Waterhouse horse will be short. The concern with a Loom, barrier 14, for me at Rosehill is just diabolical from paces. So yeah, I'm going to work around them, and I'm going to look towards the value, and I can just see him charging home over the top of them here, Magenta Light.
Yeah, well, I think it's too short for Magenta Light, I agree. It's a horse with a bit of potential. I thought a lot of loot with its form on paper isn't super, but it's around horses like Hot Danish and Just Mambo, which probably is pretty strong for a race like this. The first starters are the key. Loom and Run Bella Run are, I'm sure, the best horses in the race. They're flying on the track. I think Run Bella Run is the fitter of the two. She was scratched last week, but only as a precaution. She banged her head coming out of the gates, but nothing really wrong with her. She's the fitter one, and she's the better drawn one, and she's probably the one I would lean a little to, even though I suspect the Loom might be a better horse in the fullness of time. I reckon one of them will win the race. I just think they're the best horses in the race. Plumping which one is tough, but I'm leaning a touch Run Bella Run's way from a Loom, but I'm going to try and get on them both. Don't know if I will. What do you have in your lobster?
No lead with Nashville Willa riding Anthony's horse here?
No, I wouldn't be too concerned about that. See, Run Bella Run a week ago wasn't running in this race, so you don't know how those bookings pan out. They book them pretty early these days, and you know, maybe Nash had a longer term booking to this thing to resume.
The other horse that I think we must discuss quickly, Ratatat Lass, comes out of it's got the race fitness on its side that these other horses don't have, and it did charged home to finish second behind Harry Kay, who came out and won in town last week. So, you know, you've got to respect its form. Drawn okay, Grant Buckley in the saddle. It'll be hard to beat as well.
All right, what are you doing?
I'm going to back Magenta Light. I know it is short, and look, that is a concern, but the main reason I'm going to ignore that is because we've got Run Bella Run who's going to be on the speed. We've got a Loom who's going to go forward from 14. I can see him really running along here, and if I do, just the heavy track just makes it that little bit further, and I could, as I said, I think this bloke could charge home over the top of him. So I'll have 20 to win, number 2, Magenta Light.
I'm splitting mine 10 on the 2 first starters, Run Bella Run and a Loom. Good luck.